Hello and welcome to this week's Community Monday. Once a week the content on this channel is chosen by you, the viewers. So if there's a reaction you would like to see or an album you would like me to review, be sure to let me know in the comment section of this video and one will be chosen every single week. And this week I'll be taking a look at the track The Metamorphosis by the Canadian post-hardcore band T-Rex Marathon. This song is taken from their latest and what will be their final album, The Tragedy of Actaeon. It will also be the first time that the band have tried to release a concept album as well, telling the tale of the hunter Actaeon and also his demise. From the tale, this track does make reference to the point of that change, being turned from that human into the deer, really touching on that metamorphosis, that physical change that he would actually go through in the tale. So will this track transform into something beautiful or something a little bit lacking? Let's take a look at exactly how it sounds.
By slow degrees ending in fear, he fled with haste and found his pace was faster in the clear. The shame grew up in him as fur grew up his limbs. This beastly form from man transforms the answer to his sin. The branching horn is head adorned, a savage face and a heart forlorn. Hear his cries in fear he flies. The hounds
Okay, certainly a very powerful intro coming in with these much softer tones, really just kind of setting the scene, really just showing this pre-transformation that is gradually coming in. And I love how as we do move into the track, we get this layering of these soft vocals with these screams underneath. And I like how none of them are super prevalent and really drowning out the other. They're still both very clear in the way they really show this effect of this almost soft transformation, but these thoughts running through his head almost of what exactly is happening to me. This wrenching horn, his head adorned a savage face. So you can really see this transformation coming through in these very descriptive lyrics that are really showing as fur grew up his limbs, this beastly form to answer to his sins. So this approach that he's tried to make to win somebody over, and he's been punished for these advances almost when he's been constantly brushed off. So you can see why this change has kind of been enforced upon him. And I love the way that we're just kind of seeing this gradual build moving through the track, and the way we do have these layering vocals to really kind of crash together to really show almost those two sides.
His voice was choked by some cruel joke, and beast is all he heard. What should he do? He wondered as through the word he wandered. Could he go back? No chance for that. His world torn asunder. So there he went, and as he stepped, a mournful eye was all he kept. So now he runs from the sight of God, and nevermore will he speak your tongue.
really like these constant backing and kind of switching of these vocals. It really is an impressive way that the band have managed to actually blend them together, and I really like this almost narrator style that we have got coming from the track, almost this person, this third person, really watching this transformation take place, whether it proves to be Artemis that's watching this unfold, or just this narrator that's on the sidelines almost telling a story, telling the tale. So really going for that sort of styling with the music as well, to really show it's almost like a storyteller guiding you along and repeating the tale back to you. So I really do like that, how all of the lyrics really do reference the idea of this change coming through. His voice was choking, his skin bearing fur and things like that. You can gradually feel this transformation coming through. But I really like how it's not just focusing on the physical change, we do see these mental elements coming through as well. What should he do? He pondered. He's really thinking, what can he do to kind of escape this, and really making reference to his ability after becoming this deer, his ability to kind of run faster through the clearings and things like that. So constantly getting this visual aspect really coming through on this track of how this change is constantly coming in and just showing that that development is continuing as the track does progress. So one thing I really want to touch on, I love that they've done, is this switch in perspective, running for my life. You can see that perspective has gone to the deer, gone to that kind of almost weaker kind of form that's really having to escape the predators that are hunting it. So I really do like this switch, the layering in of the female vocals as well, to really just show this more fearful, this more almost panicked kind of vocal style that's coming through, with the speed ramping up as well, to really show this effect that the hunter has become the hunted and now is kind of fearing for their life. So I like how the vocal style reflects that, the perspective does as well, and because of this quick delivery on the lyrics, it really builds the tension, with the musical instruments doing the exact same as well. Very quick, very kind of punchy, and the way that really speeding and ramping up the pace with the drums as well, to really just build this idea that you can kind of put yourself in the perspective of a deer, with that chase happening behind you as you try and make your way for a clearing to kind of fight for your life almost.
Running for my life. Running run away from the knife. Running, gotta get away. Running, see another day. Run for my life. Running, gotta get away.
And I really like that little switch up at the end, almost like that whisper in your ears, the predator draws closer, just that run, that thrill of the hunt really coming in and really showing and reflecting very well and clearly the exact story that it's trying to tell. I love the inspiration that they've taken from a historical piece of art that really tells this tale, reimagining it, or not certainly just giving it that more visual feel in the form of a music video and an actual track itself. And I love the way that the band have really strongly been able to really build on that, certainly through a number of different elements, really showing very cleverly the transformation, very simple, not overcomplicating it, and you can really see that coming through, this transformation of the physical skin, of the mental as well, that's really shown. And that switch in perspective was such a clever tool to really show that more panicked, more frantic styling that they do make in the middle of the track. And I really do love the way that they're just kind of, you're doing it through this narrator into the first person perspective, really showing that storytelling element moment that really comes through, and that's the beauty of this concept album. It's trying to tell the story as a whole through these different chapters, through these different tracks, and this part of the actual album certainly does exactly what it wants to do. It builds that tension, really shows that fight or flight almost atmosphere that is included within through very clever lyrics and music, and certainly through some very strong instrumentals as well. The guitar really helping to pick up the pace, the drums being very punchy towards the end of the track, and it really was the one track on the album that really caught my attention when I first got to hear it in its entirety, and it really just shows a very strong showing from the band in their first attempt at a concept album. So that will be everything for today's video, but if you did enjoy this track, then do be sure to check out the rest of the album, The Tragedy of Actaeon, really telling the full story. You're only getting a piece of it with this, and I will post a link to the band's Spotify in the description of this video so you can check out the actual album as well as some of the other music that they have released. But also don't forget to let me know your thoughts about this track in the comment section of this video. I always do love to know exactly what your thoughts are, and if you'd also like to see more content like this, then please do feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.